Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, we're continuing on with our Resident Evil board game miniatures, and next up we've got the final non-boss minis from the base game, and that's the two hunters. I think it comes with four, but these are the two different sculpts, so I will be painting these. Before we get to that, if you would like to support my channel, I will have a PayPal linked in my description. Any donations on there will go into improving the quality of my videos. Better light source for painting, better camera for filming. I also do battle reports for Warhammer, so anything like something to stop the shakiness of the camera. But anything would be welcome. Very much pleased. Very much well received. So yeah, these were both washed with in warm water, and scrubbed warm water and washing up liquid. That's to get any release agent off from the molds, because it stops paint from sticking well. And then they were sprayed with Army Painter Brainmatter Beige. And when spraying, make sure you are in a well ventilated area, because yeah, it can give you some problems if you don't. But yeah, so that's the introduction out of the way. So we'll get on to our very first paint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with Striking Scorpion Green. This is a contrast paint by Citadel, and I'm going to literally slap it over the entire model. Not worrying too much about other areas because hunters are pretty much all green. So got a mini, and we're just going to slap it on. This is probably going to need two coats, so you want to get a nice decent green here. It might look a bit bright to start off with, but I think I will be darkening it down with some washes, so you don't want it to pull too much and obscure the detail. So yeah, just slap it on, and I'll be back probably after two coats. Okay, so that's two coats of the contrast Striking Scorpion Green done on them. Don't know if you can see that all right, but I quite like the green it's come out with. However, I do want to darken it down on the scaly areas, so keeping the bellies and the soft part of the arm that colour. The rest of it I'm going to go in with Biel-Tan Green, and this is literally just hitting the just hitting the scaly parts, anywhere you can see scales. So back of top of the head and down the back like that. Anywhere there's the tougher parts, sort of feather it out like that. So we want to keep like the belly and the soft bits lighter. So top of the arm, back of the arm, back of the hands as well, like that. And then this side, back of the arm, bit around the shoulder like this, and then the front of the leg like there, like that. Yeah, leaving the bits without the scales the previous screen. I'll get that done on both and we'll be back. Okay, so that's more or less dry. So what I'm going to do is I want to darken the whole model to give it a like a 1/over wash of Athonian Camoshade. This is including the belly, and I think this should just give it a nice overall darker look, because at the moment it's a little too bright for monsters. So I'm hoping Athonian Camoshade will tone it down a bit. This is all over and give it a sort of brownish look. try to see where it pulls, try to pull it away from those areas. We don't want it too dark in the darker recesses. So just give this an all over shade and we'll be back. Alright, so that's dried on them. The next step is optional. Just in some of the art I've seen, there's a tint of red to them. So I'm going to go in Carrowburg Crimson. And I'm going to go very sparingly with this. So what I mainly want it for is like their belly. So the belly, like that. And then like just under here, the belly and the chest. Then I'm going to use a very thin line of it. Oops. I'm just going to line some of the scales with it like that. Down the back there. And then again the other side. Like I said, this bit is skippable. I just think it adds a nice little bit of red into the mix. Just gives it a bit of variation to the green. Just like the deepest parts of the muscles, so maybe here. If you don't like it, just wipe it away. Maybe even wipe it away anyway, just leaves it just in the recesses like that. But it gives it a nice sort of red tint. Yeah, I'll do that and we're back. So, okay, so that's the red done on those. Still drying slightly, but we're going to the next stage, and this is Usatabi Bone, or however you pronounce it. And this is for the claws, basically, and the teeth. So, annoyingly, mine's almost dried out, so I need to get a new one. Get a little bit on a wet palette. Yeah, this is literally just for the claws. Like so. Yeah, so pick up the claws, and the toes as well. The teeth, if you can. Like that. Get that done, I'll be back. Okay, so that's done. Next step now is just to wash the claws. So we want to just take Agrax Earthshade here. This is for the claws and the mouth and the teeth. So just slap it on. Don't want it pulled too much because otherwise it'll darken them down too much. You want to try drawing the paint towards the green, because then that's where the darker part will rest then. Once that's all done, I'll be back. Okay, so next step is we're going to go in with Flayed One Flesh, and this is just to highlight the claws and the teeth. So just the very tips. Don't have to do much highlighting here. Like so, I'll get that done and we're back. We're almost there now, almost there. So next we're going to go with Averland Sunset. And we're going to get a fine brush for this, because this is to dot in the eyes. like so. Get it done on the other one. I'll be back. Okay, so that's the eyes done. Yellow. So we're just going to go in with her Black Legion again, and this is a very fine dot in the centre of the eyes for the pupil. See that? That's eye. And also, if you need to tidy up the mouth a bit, like that. It's a bit darker inside. There you go. Okay, so that's the eyes done. I'm actually going to do a little bit more with the bellies. So I'm going to go in with Flayed One Flesh. You want a really fine brush for this, because we're going to sort of feather it almost. So loads of little lines. Don't want an awful lot on the brush. You want it quite thin to start with, and just do loads of little lines. Just keep going backwards and forwards, putting lines on, like so. You want those lines to be quite defined, because then it gets it a nice sort of textured look. Like so. Do this over the whole chest and belly. I'll get that done and we're back. Okay, so that's the bellies done on them. As you can see, it looks quite nice. So if you do like loads of thin lines on your second pass and third pass, go more into the centre, like the centre of the belly and the pecs and stuff. And they'll give it a nice sort of faded effect, which is quite nice. So what I'm going to do next, final stage, I just want to brighten it up again a tiny bit. So I'm going to get Elysian Green and a dry brush. So you try and use a small dry brush here. We don't want to put this on the wet palette, so what we're going to do instead is get a bit of tissue. We're just going to get the majority of the paint off. And we're just going to lightly brush over the top just to catch the highest areas. I'm only going to do this really on the top of the mini, where the light source will catch. Maybe on the knee there. A bit on the side of the leg. I only want a tiny bit. It doesn't have to be overpowering, just to brighten it up a tad. And there you have it. Then I just paint the bases as corn red, and then happy to go. So obviously you do your bases as you want, but there you are, 2 hunters. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you find it helpful, then happy days. So yeah, please leave me a like and subscribe, share it with your friends, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.